Beauty Eternal, one of your runners on Sunday afternoon. He's created such a big impression on all of us, I imagine you included. That was a very big win last time. Talk me through that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's been racing very well. He's obviously been very impressive with what we've seen on race day, and he certainly he doesn't look like he's going to stop there. It seems like he's going to keep going.
I've seen on a couple of occasions that sort of the type of horse he is, obviously perhaps that mental maturing still coming. Do you feel now with the experience that he's sort of furnishing into the finished product now?
Well, racing's going to help him develop, obviously. He can't sort of have the experience till he's had the experience. We'll just have to wait for it. But yeah, he's been a little bit too fresh on race day, and he feels good about himself. So we'll just have to let him work through it and race through it.
John, he goes to the mile for the first time on Sunday afternoon. Obviously, this very much a stepping stone towards bigger targets. Are you confident that this is his trip and beyond?
He looks like in his races he's quite happy to comply and go whatever speed you want him to go. So he doesn't look that difficult to govern. So obviously that'll help him run a little bit further.
I imagine, it's probably more of a question for his rider, but the fact that he does it so easily, is it hard to get a gauge on sort of ideal trips with horses like him that do it quite effortlessly?
Well, I think that you need the history to actually tell you exactly what their optimum trip is, and we can't get that with a young horse. So, his class is probably going to carry him through this campaign into the horses he's racing against at present and in the near future. And then after a period of time, he'll develop some form whereby you'll be able to say exactly what his distance is. But I think distance doubts are a bit tricky if you can't sort of pigeonhole them at a certain distance until they've failed at it.
John, we've seen this movie before, i.e. not taking a leg of the 4-year-old series. Pinghai Star and Luger both didn't run in a leg of the series and win a derby for you. Has this always been the plan with this horse, to miss the first 2 legs and then aim very much for the final one?
No, it hasn't been. He's had some interruptions and he's had been scratched a couple of times. So his preparation hasn't been copybook for any race, but as I've alluded to before, sometimes it works in your favour, sometimes it doesn't. So at the moment we're still in play, and the horse seems to be happy to go to the races, and he's willing to help us out. So we'll just keep asking him and see what happens.
Jamie Richards, Happy for All, was very good on debut. He was able to win and beat Easy Snip by a neck on that occasion. I don't think you were here, actually, so what were your impressions of that win?
Yeah, it's given a lovely ride by James. Got him at a beautiful spot from a bit of a tricky gate, and really sort of had to chase him along to hold his spot, but he was good and tough to the line. So, yeah, we'd been happy with his trials and thought that he was a horse that would continue to improve a little bit with racing and experience. So happy with how he's come out of it. He's trialled well since, and looking forward to seeing how he goes on the weekend.
Just on that trial, obviously he showed that he had come out of the race well. Matthew Chadwick was on board for that. I wanted to ask you about the change in headgear. Hood's coming off, cheek pieces are going on.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a chat with James afterwards, and he sort of felt like he either needs to step up and trip or the hood's got to come off. So with the permission of the stewards, we trialled him in the no hood and the cheek pieces on, and he trialled well, showed good speed. So that's what we've gone with. I just didn't think he was quite strong enough to be stepping out and trip yet. I thought another run at 1200, a bit more of a base of foundation of fitness would suit him better. So unfortunately the barrier guides haven't been kind, so he's going to have to do it the hard way from out there in 12, but maybe with the gate speed that he showed at the trials, he might be able to sneak forward a little bit, but ultimately we'll just leave that up to James and see how it plays out.
And I guess the fact he is able to race on this weekend, a bit of a blessing in disguise that James is back, and nice to team up with your fellow countrymen again.
Yeah, with just a month between runs and a little tick over trial, sort of seems to suit most of these young horses that are coming through, some of the H horses that we've got. So we'll just continue to take it along quietly. But it's a good quality field, as you would expect on a bigger day here, Classic Cup Day, Hong Kong Cup Day. But we'll be there doing our best.
Karis Teetan, Blissful Star, managed to finally get the job done last time out. He'd been that little bit frustrating, but you've got a good record on the horse, and it was a good win in the end.
Yeah, Nick, it was a nice win. He looks beaten 200 meters to go, then he came back at them to win the race. He's always been running good races, and I just thought last time, he just decided to put everything in and won a nice race. So let's hope he can continue his form.
I know obviously over time when horses do rack up a bit of a sequence without winning, obviously they can be labelled this, that or the other, but were you always confident that he would win one soon, and were you a little bit surprised with the way that he did dig so deep to score?
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he won a race. I thought he would have kind of win a race earlier than what he's done. He's a little bit tricky because he doesn't like to change leg, and so I think once he can do everything right, he will be able to at least win a few more races.
He's got a bit more weight to carry naturally. The handicappers put him up 5 pounds. Look, he's on a career high. I guess it's not going to be easy, but are you confident that there's another big run in him?
Yeah, I think so. I've set on him, and I must say he's definitely improved a lot. You feel like, I think that win has brought him a bit of confidence. So it would be nice to see him again in the winner's box.
Slightly better drawn as well, Karis. 1 from 11 last time, gets 8 this time in. I guess you've got options. Nice place to be from there.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna help him. He's gonna end up in a beautiful spot, and I think a similar spot as last time. And I think he's gonna give us his best again.
How much are you looking forward, first off, to this weekend? Obviously, there's this big clash between himself and Romantic Warrior. Plenty to look forward to on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Romantic Warrior obviously proven very, very good in the 2000, which could be very hard to beat. But of course, it's one of the best horses in Hong Kong again, and race together is gonna be fun and exciting.
It certainly should be fun. It certainly will provide us with plenty of excitement. Going back to his win last time in the Stewards Cup, now he has got the beating, of course, of Romantic Warrior, but that was very much in your backyard over a mile. That race, Vincent, I imagine you couldn't have wanted it to go any smoother, and the way he won was very impressive.
Yeah, of course he, had 2 good horses in front of us, and just could outsprint them in the final quarter. So yeah, it won very well, and it pulled up very well. Track work's been very well. So yeah, hopefully he can also do the same in 2000.
I know it's probably easy to say on the back of a defeat, but last time out's victory, as far as an overall performance goes, where does that rank in your mind? Because he's done it more often than not. Last time out, he was visually so impressive. Would that be right up there with probably some of the best of his performances?
I think it's one of his best. We can't say the best, but of course it makes it looks really good because we're competing with another 2 great horses in Hong Kong. So, but obviously, I think he has done a lot, sort of best races before as well. Yeah, definitely one of the best as well.
You mentioned his track work, Vincent. He's also had a recent trial. Looked like a pretty easy trial. Did he come through that A-OK in your mind?
Yeah, that day we just go easy because it's not too far off from last race, so you can just let him stretch his leg a bit, then going slow in the big track, and the turf gallop's been really well. Yeah.
He's an older horse now. He's a 7-year-old. 2,000 metres. I mean, you're taking on a very good one over a mile and a quarter, but do you feel now as he's got older, this is potentially where he's going to be best suited over a little bit further?
Yeah, he could do. He can still produce that sprint if everything was like before. so 2,000 is not really a problem for him. But of course, the other, romantic warriors is really good. So we'll see how it goes.
WOODFIRE Bro has been a wonderful servant for you and trainer Peter Ho this season. Good strong win again last time out. He's just got a great attitude, this horse, hasn't he?
Yes, he did. End of the season and until now, he improved a lot. You can see him the race more comfortable, more relaxed, and he's absolutely stayer. He can handle 2,400. So you can see him never use his all energy. So he just keep improving.
Just on that win last time out, he was handy through. He always seems to travel quite well, Derek, doesn't he?
Yes, last time the pace wasn't that fast, so he can on the bridle, so he got more confidence on him.
Have you had a chance to sit on him since that win, Derek?
No.
And obviously, just on his profile, this horse now, he's obviously got a lofty entry. He's in the Derby. He is the first reserve for the Classic Cup as well on the weekend. But is that very much his target now, the Derby, given that he's got to a mark where hopefully he can get himself a run in that race?
Yeah, if he run good on Sunday, I think he will have a rating good enough to be in the Derby.
He's drawn gate 3, Derek. I guess from there that gives you plenty of options with a horse who can be ridden positively.
Yes, he is straight positive. He will go forward. First 3, first 4 is no problem for him, and we see the pace.
Do you feel that he might be a better horse at 2,000? I mean, he does stay that trip already, but do you think that's where his top line potential will lie over a little bit further still?
Yep, absolutely.
He's a nice horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tried very hard.
Ricky Yu, Voyage Bubble is your runner in the Classic Cup on Sunday. Obviously, mightily impressive in the mile. Just once again, reaction on that win. I mean, it was a very impressive one, and he's taking on a number of rivals here once again.
Yes, really looking forward to see how he runs over 1,800. It'll be a little bit bigger task for him, but I think looking at him and considering the pedigree, I think another 200 meters more, I think it shouldn't be a problem for him because he's a horse that keep improving.
Talking of that improvement, he has had a recent trial, very impressive in the trial. What was your reaction on that?
Seems to me, like I said, he's improving, and looks like the further he goes, the better he gets. Especially in the straight, he just kept going. With that the speed he had, I think there shouldn't be a worry. Over 1,800.
That being the trial, of course, as far as his sort of track work goes and things, is he a horse that's quite easy to deal with and get ready? I mean, have you done much with him in track work outside of the trial?
Just keep him happy. He's quite an easy horse to train. He from day one, he always eat up his feet, and although he had some small issues before he really kick on. And I think, generally speaking, is a nice horse in making. He's an easy horse to train.
He certainly is. And you talk of this being a tougher task. Yeah. In your mind, how much tougher is this than the mile, do you feel, for a horse like Voyage Bubble?
I think 2,000 meter, the Derby is a much tougher task. But another 200 meters extra, I think if they let him do his own thing, he'll perform like he did before.
And when he was allowed to do his own thing, of course, he was very impressive from the front. Jamie Carr rides once again. I mean, the ride that she gave the horse was 10 out of 10. So obviously, yeah. I imagine she's looking forward to getting back on board.
Oh yes. I heard that especially he's good for the front runners.
She certainly is. And just where you're drawn as well, you're in gate number 6. So I guess a nice spot to be, really.
Yes, no complaint. More than happy. She's not too inside, not too much inside, not too far out. In the middle. I think he'll lead again, most likely. Yeah.
He comes through this task. It's all roads leading to the Derby, I suppose.
Oh yes, it's getting very, very exciting.